Hey guys, welcome to Simple Advantage. I hope you're having a great day. So today I want to talk about something a little bit different than what I normally talk about, but it still kind of plays into what I talk about on my channel, which is social media. So consider this kind of my preliminary, spoiler-free review of the Rings of Power. So just full disclosure, I'm coming at this from someone who is a major fan of the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings movies. Those, like, even above Star Wars, and I love Star Wars, but the original Lord of the Rings movies are my all-time favorite movies. Above anything else, they were just beautifully directed, beautifully written, beautifully done, and everything about it I just loved. And I liked The Hobbit too. I liked the original Lord of the Rings a lot more than The Hobbit, but The Hobbit's still up there for me. I'm also coming from this from the perspective of a Christian who appreciates that Lord of the Rings, was written by Tolkien from a Christian perspective. It's got a lot of symbolism with the Bible, all of that kind of stuff, and that's something I appreciate about the Lord of the Rings series. So when Amazon first announced that they were going to be doing a Lord of the Rings show, I got pretty excited about it, but I was also a little bit hesitant because it is Amazon, and everybody knows that Amazon is a very greedy corporation, and so it was kind of mixed feelings, like, okay, I'm really excited that we're actually getting a Lord of the Rings show, but are they going to mess up? Are they going to do it right? Is it going to be Lord of the Rings, or is it going to feel like a knockoff Game of Thrones? Because I didn't want it to end up being just this production that was kind of lazily put together. It didn't have the soul of Lord of the Rings in it, and, would be a corporate, just throw it out there because it's an established franchise. And my fears were kind of intensified as we got closer when everybody started bashing on it on social media. But the thing was, people hadn't watched it yet. And so it was kind of weird for me to see all these people, like, basically review bombing a show that they hadn't watched yet. And I don't know, it was kind of a weird situation. I found it interesting, which is why I'm talking about it now, because it lowered my expectations going into the show a little bit, because I thought, well, maybe some of these people have, like, actually seen the first episode. Maybe it's like a deal where they're trying to push, like, American politics into it, which a lot of shows tried to do, and thankfully I haven't seen that so far. I will say, like, going into it, watching the first episode, I was very pleasantly surprised, and I really appreciated how they did it. I felt like they put a lot of consideration into their characters, into the world building, and into every shot. It's a beautiful show. If you haven't seen any screenshots from it, or anything like that, like, it is a gorgeous show. And I was worried that it would kind of have more of the aesthetic of The Hobbit than Lord of the Rings going in. That was kind of just something I assumed would happen. Because I thought, well, it's going to be so CGI intense, it's going to look more like that. No, actually, like, surprisingly, and I'm very happy about it, the show looks and feels like the original Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings. It does to me. And it's one of those things, like, you come in, you're pleasantly surprised, and you're like, wow, they actually took their time with this. They actually researched this. They actually made an effort to make this match the aesthetic of Lord of the Rings, make it feel like Lord of the Rings and like Middle-earth. And even the scenes with, we haven't had, like, a ton of action yet in the show. I'm sure more is coming. But the action scenes we have had have been really cool. And how they have done the orcs is more, makeup style, not so much CGI, like actual practical effects. And I love that. As far as the characters go, I don't know why people got, like, I don't know, people kind of got hung up on the casting, and it was one of those situations that was kind of weird because, like, a lot of people thought they were, like, inserting characters like in a way to try to like I say, have an agenda or something. But I really haven't like seen that. Like I feel like it's all been good characters, like good story building, and nobody really feels out of place for me. And you know, it's one of those things like I want to give every actor a chance in the role. I want to give everybody a chance to be the best they can be in a role. And I just want a good story. I want good character building, good character development, and a good story. And that's what it has been so far. I feel like their casting has been really good, especially with the lady that's playing Galadriel and like Elrond. I find Elrond very like how I would picture him as a younger guy. And then I really love Durin and his wife. And they to me are the perfect like dwarf couple, like how I would see them and see like a good healthy, you know, relationship there. And that has been like so fun for me. So it's one of those deals like, and I'm not trying to throw out spoilers by like, you know, saying which characters are in it. I don't think that's much of a spoiler. But yeah, it's like we need to not base our opinions and also our actions just on like what we see on social media. So if you're somebody that, you know, you saw these people like trashing the show before watching it, I would encourage you to definitely check it out on your own and give it a chance, because I think you'll be surprised how good it actually is. And I'm not saying everybody has to like the show. I'm not saying it's everybody's cup of tea. Like, there are people that have watched the show and they genuinely didn't like some stuff about it, and that's fine. You know, I think that's fine. The thing is, I just don't like when people, you know, are so influenced by social media that they don't even give something a chance and they say that they don't like it. And it's like, how can you know you don't like something if you haven't given it a chance? So as somebody who has always been a hardcore Peter Jackson, Lord of the Rings fan, has always been, you know, somebody who appreciated the art of those movies, I feel like I'm getting that again with this, and that's so cool to me. And you know, I haven't read all of Tolkien's work. I haven't read, you know, every single book and all that kind of thing. And you know, it's hard to make a show exactly, or a movie exactly like the book. I mean, one of my favorite parts in the Lord of the Rings books was Tom Bombadil, and we didn't get to see him in the movies, but to me the movies were still good. And some people complain that, you know, the Rings of Power isn't done exactly like, you know, pieces of Tolkien's work, and that's, I think, an okay argument. I think you should still give it a chance, but it's one of those things like, you know, it reminds me of the whole Nickelback thing, like from, you know, quite a while ago, where it was trendy to hate Nickelback. But if people asked why you hated Nickelback, like, people didn't have a legit reason why. It's like, because everybody else hates it. And that's kind of what I felt like had happened with this show, like, upon launch, was it was like the popular thing to be like, no, it's trash. And it's like, well, have you watched it? It's like, no, I'm not even giving it a chance. And it's like, oh, I don't really get that. So if you're looking for something that is clean, there hasn't been any cussing in it, no, you know, sexual scenes, stuff like that, this is a really good option for you. And like I said, go in with open mind. I think it's really good, and hopefully we'll get a season 2 of it. I really like the direction that they're going, and there's been so many little things that I have seen and am theorizing about, and some of it I think is really cool. So I'm not gonna throw my theories out on this video, because I said this was gonna be like a spoiler-free video, but it's gonna be really interesting if some of them come to pass. So anyway, that's kind of my preliminary review of the Rings of Power. I give it a solid probably 8 out of 10 so far for me. Not everybody's going to agree with that, but that's okay. And like I say, I hope people give it a chance and be careful about social media and sometimes the hysteria or trends that happen on there, because I don't think all of it's very productive, and we shouldn't, you know, base our actions on what other people say on social media. Like, live your own life and see what you like and what interests you, do what you like. And that's something that goes beyond just shows. It's you know, jobs, sports, hobbies, anything. Like, you do you, and, you know, give your own honest opinion on things. Give your honest take, your honest perspective. And I think that's valuable. I think it's valuable to have that diversity of thought instead of everybody just jumping on to whatever opinion is popular, because that's how people get very divisive. And I think we can learn a lot more when everybody's honest, everybody is, you know, their own individual. So anyway, I hope you guys like the video. If you guys want me to talk more about any TV shows, movies, anything like that, that's something I've been thinking about doing on this channel. So let me know if you like it, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.